The solar eclipse in Libra is happening this October 14th, and it's probably one of the most important days of the entire year. Not probably, it actually is. Imagine living in ancient times and all you do is look up into the sky and the big giant glowing orb suddenly gets blocked out entirely. With no scientific explanation, I'm sure you would probably lose your mind just a little bit. In this modern day and age, we know that the solar eclipse is a phenomenon that happens 2 times out of the year when the sun and moon meet on the ecliptical path. Now, a solar eclipse is a new moon, but it's the kind of new moon where you're not making the intention. It's almost as if the universe, your spirit guides, your higher self and forces are starting to make those intentions for you. And because it's in the sign of Libra, the sign of relationship, balance, harmony, etc., I feel this solar eclipse in Libra is going to have people start actually making a real relationship and connection to their higher self. And not just that, but the higher selves of other people that you come across. You ever been connected to somebody and you have no real explanation for it? Like, you might not even like them for real, but there's just something that maybe keep drawing you back to one another. People have soul contracts that we don't have any awareness of, but sometimes it's just in the resonance of being in that space that we're able to see why those people may be important to us. I think this solar eclipse in Libra is going to be a rude awakening for some people. For those who have a very specific type, and if they don't meet these criteria, this will never happen. The solar eclipse might have you looking a little silly. And it's something that I see a lot of the times between my friends and people who are trying to be dating and such like that, where they know the person that actually resonates with them on a soul level, and they always intrinsically reject them at first. Oh, they just don't fit my type. Like, oh, they're just like a little like too nice. I just don't know. And then you go for the latter, get your heart broke, back to square one, talk to the people. And then you have the feeling as though you may have wasted your time. Meanwhile, the person who was going to stick up for you, who really liked you, who wanted to support you, ready to take you on those dates, is sitting there waiting patiently like, The reason why I'm bringing this up is that I feel like certain people are intrinsically set to kind of reject what they know is going to be good for them. And one thing about this relationship, Libra, solar eclipse going on, is that nothing is finite. However, the building of relationships over time that resonate with you is going to be of the utmost importance. This is a solar eclipse where soulmates start coming through, or in some instances, those people that you thought were going to be there forever start to go on their own path. This is kind of bringing us back to one of the more popular notions of we don't own nobody. Everyone has their free will, and everyone has their own thoughts, mindsets, ideas, and philosophies. But if you allow a real connection to not go through or work, whether that be creatively, artistically, spiritually, financially, and you keep ignoring those notions to work together or with one another, the ego of that during the solar eclipse is probably going to send you for a loop. What the solar eclipse does is that it impacts your persona. You don't know what adventure you're going to be going on coming up this October 14th. And over the course of the next 2 weeks before we get into the lunar eclipse, which I will also be explaining, you're going to see better avenues of how you can actually work together with those that you resonate with, and even some that you don't, to really create the life and space that you always wanted to. And unlike other new moons where I would be like, make your intentions, put this out into the universe, right? The solar eclipse is like, sit back and enjoy the ride, which is why a lot of people akin eclipse seasons to being on a roller coaster. Me personally, not a fan of the roller coasters. Some people love them. But the idea is, can you trust that the cart that you're going on is going to make it to the end? Even if you don't see that loop that's coming in front of it? Although roller coasters jitter and shudder, are you actually worried about completely falling off? Or can you trust in the idea that it was built foundation and has the precautions to make sure that you arrive safely to the end? And that, ladies and gentlemen, Days, gays, and whoever is on another planet watching this is the perfect analogy for this eclipse season. And the last part to the roller coaster ride is, who do you want sitting next to you on that ride? If everybody in the collective is on this roller coaster, who are the people that you want in the cart in front, in the cart next to you, and in the cart right behind? If these are supportive people going towards your dreams and your aspirations, you're going to literally ascend past any of your older preconceived notions. Or maybe you want someone next to you who's just lovely and they have nothing for you in their heart of hearts. And the two people in front of you are perfect aesthetically, but they don't give a crap about your favorite color. Or the people behind you who you think are so cool, meanwhile they're looking at you with envy and jealousy, like, how are they right in front of me? And this is why during the solar eclipse in Libra, it's so important to do your best to remove the ego, which in this modern age is very, very hard to do. But the solar eclipse wants you to dive deeper into the heart and into the harmony of all of this. For those who want the full scoop and to meet up with an amazing spiritual community for this upcoming solar eclipse in Libra, I am hosting a ceremony on October 12th over on the good old internet, so we can all meet, commune, and I'm gonna give you all of the sauce for the solar eclipse. But I do want to offer this to everyone else as an option for free. I did have a sale going on for my charts, but some people are just coming into that now, so I'll keep that open for a little bit of eclipse season. But make sure you subscribe to my newsletter, Under the Stars We Wander, where I give you all the updates as things actually happen. Okay, now back to that info. Actually, someone literally just subscribed as soon as I said that, so look at the magic. Besides the point, one of the other aspects when it comes to eclipse season in general, which is happening all throughout October, is that if you believe in astrology or not, some of the shadow sides of people start to come to the surface. So for those people who are loving light and don't actually acknowledge the inner mechanisms of sometimes things just suck, you're gonna see these people maybe act a little rude, maybe act a lot rude. And maybe people who aren't inherently spiritual actually may be like, yo, things are going on right now. Like, what's really happening with this? And that's why this Libra season is so interesting, because we're going to actually have to maybe explain to that person who never liked astrology, or maybe have to tell that person who's being rude that they're being rude. Like I said, for some people, that's like, yeah, tell them they're being rude. And for others, it's like, I don't want to be mean. But look, what I am putting out here is that Libra's balance isn't based off of a natural harmony or a natural peace. That is a myth. Libra finds balance by doing the most one way, doing the most the other way, and then eventually, and I do mean eventually, finding the middle ground in between. But one thing I will give credit to Libras for is that they do look at every single piece of what's in front of them, and they are able to find beauty in everything. So my challenge to you during this eclipse season, when things do get a little rough, when things do get shaken up, when relationship statuses start to become big question marks in the sky, what can you find beautiful about every moment? How can you appreciate the art of relationship as we get into this solar eclipse in Libra? And for those people who are big loners, I don't really want to deal with nobody, you need people too. How can you get out of your own way to find those pieces and people who really want to take you to the next level alongside them? This is not a new moon of competition. This is not a solar eclipse of competition. It's about collaboration. So yes, back in ancient times when the sun got blocked out and you were out there farming, cropping, hoeing, and trying to just get the food for the next day, in the scary hour of, oh my God, I don't know what's happening to the sun, is now finally explained to you proper. How are you gonna leave life with love as you enter into this October space? You might be surprised on who you find.